It's gone.
Oh, it's done?
The music just cut out.
Just cut out. What the hell intro? You know, you're away from the crew for a little bit. Things go a little bit haywire. You know what I'm saying?
I how to do this, yo.
Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the wonderful Pinch of Basile show. It's Wednesday, June 15th. Can you believe it? It's June already. Wasn't it just like Christmas and January and oh my God, it's ridiculous.
All of the above.
All the above. We are indeed live, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's the best damn radio video podcast show ever. Only if we can get past all the verifications we need to get through Facebook. Anyway, we're coming to you live from the studios of BZK Productions and Basile Communications. We're excited to actually announce that we'll be bringing this show to radio stations where we can maybe get a little bit more of a norm. I want to bring you fantastic guests who are the movers and the shakers in the world, news, entertainment, authors, politicians, sports stars from all over the world. I am Basile, your wonderful and rather bodacious and gracious and extremely humble host, along with our first lady of the radio airwaves, Janice Hermson, and our ebony pastry-eating monster of love. I love that. My brother from another mother and chief engineer, J.R. Quitman. Yeah, baby. Hit that horn. We are indeed broadcasting and streaming this show. Our show live. We're on just about everything. If it's working, that's all the big thing. If it's working. We're on Facebook at Basile Fans. That's BASILE FANS. We're on Twitter at Basile Fans. We're on YouTube at Basile Space the Comedian. That's right. And I guess all the anchor outlets too, right? So we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, just to name a few. And let's not forget Greek Beat Radio, which is taking this bad boy all over the world. That's right. Greek Beat Radio takes us all throughout, from Australia, South Africa, Europe, North America, Central and South America as well, because we have a huge Latino following. They love me. You bring me a piñata, we'll beat the living hell out of it. I'm telling you, that's the way we roll. And, of course, as always, I love to hear from you, the greatest listeners in the world. And you can comment what we're talking about, to be quite honest with you. You truly can. We'll even answer our viewers and listeners. We'll answer all your stuff. And we love getting your questions. We really do. Unfortunately, our 800 number, because, I don't know, I think the gremlins have attacked our system. And I just don't know. The toll-free number that we typically have is 844-523-2633, but do not call it this week. Morons will call it. You guys will sit there, I heard a number, and I think I'm supposed to call. And, yes, listen, go back in the trailer, put your head underneath the pillow. You'll be okay. That's next week. You can go ahead and call in. But, listen, for the special listeners on the social outlets, that's all for you. I want to hear from all of you. I really do. Go to Basile Fans on everything. BASILE FINS. And you want to email us? Hey, you could do that. You can email us. Go to info@apinchofbasile. Follow us and join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Basile Fans. That's PASILEFANS.
Did you say PASILE?
P. No, that's not.
It sounded like P. My bad. Okay.
No. You got your mind. I'm looking at you. I see you. Janice looks like she won the Indy 500. I have no idea what the hell's going on there. Whoever your designer is, I really don't know. Some sports legend who races cars. Mario Andretti evidently stopped by and did something to Janice's room. I have no idea. Concert dates. That's right, concert dates. This week I'll be in Los.
Sorry, you don't like my room.
No, you think I love it. No, I just. Yeah, really. I'm a hater.
He's a hater.
Yeah, I am such
You are a hater. I
am not a hater. It's lovely.
You
no,
are. You're a hater.
If I lived with the pit crew, this would be the decorations. I really mean that.
I don't know, buddy.
I'm telling you, if we're trying to attract all the NASCAR fans, you have done it single-handedly, Janice. You truly have. This weekend, I'll be in whatever works. I'll be in Las Vegas this weekend for the district convention at the Flamingo Casino for the Hapa. That's right. Look at that. The El Camino Real District 20. It's Real District 20. It's the convention. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Saturday, I'll be in wonderful Vancouver, Canada, I'm going to be doing the actual, it's for the Hellenic Canadian Congress of British Columbia of Vancouver. And then we got, I think there are about 10 or 15 dates that I have to list that I have yet to put on. I'm sorry. I've been a little bit remiss, and people are like, oh, are you going to update some of this? Yes, I will. But I've been on a ship. I've been on a ship for a while, and it's been a little bit crazy for us. Our guest tonight, well, wait, before we even go there, listen, if you're a casino, if you're a theater, comedy club, a corporate event, email me at Basile, B-A-S-I-L-E, Basile at Basile Live. That's B-A-S-I-L-E-L-I-V-E, Basile at Basile Live. And just reach out to me. Our guest tonight, due to popular demand, this guy is like a fungus. He grows on you. But I'll tell you what, he is one of the most inspirational speakers. And people have found, here's a guy who basically turned his life around. And that's the beautiful part about that. He turned his life around. He went from being an average guy to a multi-billionaire, to then losing everything, and then winding up to go ahead and being, addicted to drugs and alcohol, and he beat it, cleaned his life around, and now he's helping others. And I got to admit, to be honest with you, it truly is an inspirational story. He's got a brand new venture that he's doing now beside his book, which is There Is No Box. He's got a new thing called Life Without Limits. It's a new online magazine. He's going to be doing a story about us as well. His name is Dino Miliotis. He's a good friend. He's good friends with another good friend of mine, and they're brothers. They're more than good friends. They're brothers. Dino Miliotis is truly an inspirational a cat to really talk to. And it's, I love it. It doesn't go to one faith or another faith. He talks about the spirituality of the individual, and I love that.
He's backed by popular demand. You know what I mean? Like,
how many people, man?
He's one of the most popular guests we've had.
I think so.
I wish I'd have known he was a millionaire. I would have, asked him to borrow a couple dollars.
Well, it ain't gonna happen. I got
$3, man.
I got Christy Martinez with us. Angela Tsatsas is with us. The Judo Kid is with us. On the Becker. Yeah, Manny Canis is with us. Hey, Manny, my man.
Nice.
All my friends. Manny Miliotis will be on with us as well. Dino's brother. The thing is, Janice, I've been away. I know I truly missed you guys as much as I tease. And JR is just drinking beer in public, and I love that. I truly.
Hey, I'm well above drinking age. It's legal. You know what I mean, baby?
This is moonshine. There you go.
Oh, I wish. I'm jealous, man. I was able to, I was able to stumble across some moonshine while I was back home in Asheville in the mountains and everything, and it was delicious. Delicious.
I don't know how y'all drink them, but Janice, you ever had moonshine?
I have not. My ex did, and it was difficult to get him home from just next door.
Wow.
It'll do it. That'll do it.
I actually
they were dragging him in.
Can't even stumble home. Have to get drunk home.
I was literally in Cincinnati, and I had moonshine. And I drank a little bit, and they had cherries that were in moonshine, and I ate a couple of cherries as well. And went to bed that night. Had a dream that Jesus literally broke down my door of the hotel and beat the living crap out of me. And I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, no.
When the old monkey comes and beats the crap out of you,
Ooh. I wonder what would Sigmund Freud say about that dream?
Stop drinking moonshine. I'm thinking, So, it is what it is. George Pastas, thank you, Mason. It's great to see you back on. Thank you, George. I love it. Hey, I tried calling your mom again. She never answers the damn phone, but one day she will. Life without R. JR, not RE. As soon as you can get the letters down, you'll be all right.
I've been called worse. I'll take it.
Yeah, Ari was a good friend of ours that passed away some years ago. What was that?
It feels good. It's good to be back. It
is good to be back, man. Just a laugh.
just so thank you for all the well wishes and
Yeah.
everything. I had to go home, had a death in the family again.
Yeah.
My brother passed away on a motorcycle accident, but had to go home and start dealing with that situation and everything. But thank you to everybody who's reached out. Thank you for all the well wishes and everything. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. I needed it at that time, and everybody was there for me. So I appreciate it, and it's good to see and hear everybody for sure.
And you know what? All the fans, JR, without question, bad for you, for your family, as we all did. When you lose someone in your family, we all lose someone in the family. So it's a thing that you can't go on without thinking that you have the support of your friends, support of the loved ones, and of your co-hosts that do this show, as well as all the fans. And
the fans, the people I don't even know. You know what I mean? They know me by a face and a voice here, but don't know anything from me from Adam. You know what I mean? But they've been there and everything, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, and they, you got to see when I said, we had a death in the family, in the radio family. It was like, oh my God, what happened? And I'm like, I told them, I said it was your brother, and they were all like, oh my God, So
he loved him some Basile for sure.
Well, man, your brother would come on and we would laugh. We would go back and pick on you, and it was hysterical. And he was just a lot of fun. He was a good man. And I never met him in person. We only met each other like our like all of our fans that we have here. Man, they love the show. They love you. It's just not about me. It's about our group that we have, and
that's why it works. That's why it works, regardless. You know what I mean? Regardless.
And then we got a lot of stuff brewing, man. We got some good things coming up. I'm excited. Yeah. I was I went while away. I was in Rome. Most unbelievably, impeccably dressed people I have ever seen in my life. I saw a guy in a 3-piece suit, and the 3-piece suit was unbelievable. And I just walked up to this guy, and I was like, what do you do for a living? And he started talking in Italian. And so I said, what did he say? She goes, he's a garbage man. In a 3-piece suit, for God's sake. This is a wonderful cut. The women are impeccably dressed. Even the maids at the hotel are wearing 6-inch pumps. Oh, my God, with CFM socks. It was just unbelievable. That was, it was the last time you ever heard CFM socks coming out.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I'll tell you after the show. You don't want to know. But for all those who are listening right now, hey, I want to thank all of those people are listening. It's Angelo from Australia. How you doing, Angela? Let me see. Any tips for traveling to Greece? Yeah. Bring your own portable air conditioner. Let me see that you can. Life without RE is horrible. Well, okay. It's JR, but nonetheless. Basile, I'm in Wilmington. Hey, Johnny Shelton, what's going on? John, he's doing all right, bro. And George, my condolences, JR. And
thank you, George.
Listen, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. And so what do you guys got planned? The summer was great. I went so far. I went to Rome, right? I saw Italy. I went to the harbors of Italy. It was unbelievable. So I saw Rome. Then I wound up going to Florence. And then from Florence, I went over to Greece. And from Greece, I went to Santorini, which was beautiful. Mykonos, which was beautiful. Then we wound up going over into France. And I saw a little bit of France. And then I went to Spain. And that was very, very cool. I went to Spain as well. And it was just, cool, Boston in the house, to go T. Papadopoulos.
Boston in the house until Golden State was whooped that booty in the playoffs.
Wow. Is this how
coming in hot, baby?
Is this how you treat
coming in hot
fan base? Is this the way you treat the booty? We kick the booty? Is that how are we supposed to take that? That's terrible. Okay.
I'll tell you how to take it. Take it like this right here.
Wow. Yeah. Tina says no way. Ain't gonna happen. You know,
I hope not. I'm not a Golden State fan. I hope Boston pulls it out for sure.
hey, look, you know, the best series I ever saw when I was a kid was always the Boston Lakers series.
Oh,
That was
man.
that was roughhouse basketball the way it was supposed to be played. And then the Bad Boys from Detroit when they would play Chicago, that was black and blue.
It was beautiful.
Fighting type of basketball. I mean, you know,
beautiful.
He says Celtics all the way. I'm going for the Celts as well.
There you go.
Me too. With you.
Me too.
Leah, hey Leah, how you doing, sweetheart? I love you. She knows this is the only woman who saw me naked as a child, and you know how she didn't fall in love with me then, but she does love me now. She was, you know, it's kind of funny. I'm writing this book, and Leah's the one who actually told me that my mom and dad lived over on the second floor of a post office. On the second floor of a post office. And I said, how they got sleep, you know, how did they sleep with all that mail sorting and gunfire and all that type of stuff? You know, no, I'm just kidding. There was no sorting. Anyway,
I don't know what to do. I didn't want to start laughing because you were so stone-faced and serious.
The funny thing is, after all those years, that post office is still there. It's the same post office, dude. Again, with the gunfire, the sorting, it's all that, you know. So I'm like, you know, so when she told me that, she sent me pictures of it. It was really, really cool. And that's where my mom and dad, and that's when I was born. Exactly where the place is. It's really, really cool when you go back to see places like that, you know.
Yeah, man, I would love to see Rome, you know, Italy, all that kind of stuff. I specifically want to go on one of the boats where the dude is, you know, doing
you want to go to Florence?
You want to go to Florence? And they're singing and stuff, you know what I mean? I want to do that for sure.
You go to certain places, you wind up going there with the gondolas and stuff like that. You know, Venice. Yeah. You know, it just the buildings. I said Florence. I meant to say Venice. The buildings in Venice are surrounded by water. Surrounded by water.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Surrounded by water. You know what job sucks in Venice? The guy always has to go in the basement and get the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's always complaining. It's very wet down here. Very wet. I don't know why. You know, even the gang members are a little bit upset. You know.
So they have robots.
We're gonna do a float by. We're gonna go do a float by. Okay. Anyway, yes, little parts of my act, and this is the reason why I'm the star that I am right now. Okay.
Exactly. Hey, before I forget, speaking when you brought up the Lakers Celtics series, have either one of y'all or anybody that's watching, have y'all seen the Winning Time, the story about the Lakers that's on HBO Max?
Is this about the TV show about the Lakers, about guys?
The first season when they drafted Magic Johnson, and then the first season when they went on to win the championship. Spoiler alert to anybody who didn't know that the Lakers won in 1980. Magic Johnson's rookie year, but just the story about Dr. Jerry Buss buying the team and, you know, all the behind the scenes stuff, man, it's amazing. I highly recommend.
I remember in 1979, the NC2A championship game was against Indiana State, the Sycamores, and Michigan State. Right? And Larry Bird over for the Sycamores for Indiana State. Yeah. And then you had Magic Johnson over in Michigan State, right? And playing. And I remember looking at my cousins and stuff. Like, those two guys are going to be standout stars. He goes, "You really think Larry Bird?" I said, "Oh yeah, there's no two ways about it."
Larry Bird was cold. He was cold, Jack. And I sound like I was in the 70s. He was cold, Jack.
He was cold, and he would talk. He would talk crap. He would talk crap to these people.
From everything he was one of the best trash talkers ever.
I love trash talking. I love trash talking. You know, and
don't you, Janice? You like trash talking?
Always. Sports? Of course. She
trash talks to her authors and stuff. Yeah, she trash talks to the authors. Yeah. That's all you got.
Know. That's all you got.
That's all. What do you mean? Where's the dangling
prepositional phrase here? What is that?
Yeah. What's up with your dangling participle? Okay.
You don't even know what a dangling participle is.
I do. Don't question us. We're
I heard of
educated comedians here.
I'm
like past
educated as
participle and
well.
all that, but dangling participle? I've never heard that one before.
You never heard of a dangling participle?
No, no.
Really?
Not
Janice,
that I can
give them,
recall.
because you would know the actual.
No, we're
I
not
heard
gonna
of like
we're not gonna
past and
go into
present
dangling
participles.
participles on your show.
I
That
can't.
would be dangerous.
We
I,
could,
yeah,
we could, but we don't want to confuse the
good point.
audience
Good
with
point.
our highbrow intellectual type show that we do.
Hardly that. Hardly that.
Right. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh. Let me see who else is on with us. We got, let me see, Janice, hope you are well. That's Manny Canis. Hello and welcome. Anna Galan is with us, who said a prayer. She lit a candle, Anna Galan, for your brother.
Thank you so much.
How
Anna.
very
She lit a
cool.
candle
That's
at
very
Greek
nice.
Orthodox Church, and
Oh, wow.
it was a post, and
Wow.
she lit a candle. Thank
Wow.
you, Anna. I love you,
Thank
baby.
you so much.
That's
Thank you. I
Yeah,
beautiful.
appreciate that for sure.
just
Thank you.
a
Thank you. Just
wonderful
the
lady.
outpour of love, man. It's been great. You know, it's been great for sure.
It's let me say, it's gonna be everything gonna be fine. And
Oh
your
yeah.
brother's
Oh
watching
yeah.
right now.
Laughing
That-
his ass off with my pop with the pops up there. They up there drinking moonshine right now, laughing at our crazy asses.
I wasn't gonna say that, but now that you brought it up,
Oh no. Yeah, no. I mean, they all look. I'm not trying to. I'm so sorry to bring it up. I'm not trying to dampen the mood, but I love my dad, my mom, my sister, and my brother. They're all up there, drinking and laughing at our crazy asses right now.
good,
For sure.
good. They're being well entertained. Then that's
Damn
for
sure.
sure, right?
Damn sure are, for sure. And looks like Mr. Dino has joined the party. If you want to bring him in,
Oh hell yes, bring him
why
in.
not?
Bring him.
Why not? So I can ask him about
It's
them
time.
$3.
It's
You
time.
know.
There he is. There he is. We're talking moonshine, and look who pops up. There you go.
Right?
Moonshine. Thank you very much. You're bringing on a recovering addict. Oh, let's talk about moonshine. Oh, don't worry about me.
Nice,
Hey, are
JR.
the checks in the mail, buddy? Checks in
Way,
the
way to go ahead and make our
That
guest feel.
Cash App, Venmo, anything, you know. But I'll take
mail.
it.
Yeah.
Dino and I actually, well, Dino, let me introduce you and bring you in the right way. Dino and I actually had lunch today, and we did this funny little video. And he said, "You got it?" I said, "Send it to me." I sent it, and then I sent it to JR. And for some odd reason,
Yeah.
when it could be, Dino, not from you, but it could be from me, from when I sent it, some type of a virus may have attached to it. Could have been from you or something, but his, I guess, I don't know. Is your equipment very sensitive to anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of, man. It popped up a big warning sign and everything, like due to virus something, blah blah blah. I
Wow.
can't download it.
I get it.
I couldn't even. So I'm. What were
So
y'all?
here's-
What were
here's
y'all
the
watching?
story. Here's the story, right? So you know that guests are booked, and some scheduling problems. Something happens. I get it. We all go through that. However, my buddy over here, Basile, maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half, just decides, oh, let me just call Dino because what's he doing, right? Because man, I got to tell you something. You wouldn't do this to Ted Danson, that's for sure. You say yes, sir, and no, sir, bottled water, and a private dressing room. Me, nothing. Thank you.
You get an
First of
invite
all-
on the streaming app to do a show.
We had our guest poop out. You filled in. You were
Oh,
available. Who's the first person? The person that everyone keeps asking about. You and all the great things that you're doing. Your inspirational story. The story about how you turned your life, where you start off as a superstar, right? And the thing is, folks, when you read this book, and you think that you need college. Listen, college is a great tool. Show them that book. You damn Skippy.
Oh yeah.
Not everyone is suited for college. And there's no shame in that. What college does, listen, I think maybe 10% of the people who get their degree, only 10% use that degree. The other 90% go someplace else and they do something else with their careers. Here's a man who really didn't want to go to college. He told his dad he wasn't going to go to college. He turned everything upside, and he went on his own from the time he started off. And this is the magical thing. He was actually, if you read the book, folks, and you got to get it, he got a job at a movie theater as an usher, taking tickets, saw people cleaning the carpets afterwards that were independently brought in, and as they were brought in, they were getting X amount of dollars, and he goes, wait a minute, I can do that. How much you paying them? I'll do it for a little bit cheaper. The next thing you know, bam, 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 he's got the contract for that. Dino was actually wearing a Rolex at the age of 17. So basically, he had money for, look at
the kids call that. I can't tell the time, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you for the, I guess, warm
introduction. You basically turned your life around because you hit the highest of highs and you went down to the lowest of lows. You brought yourself back. You knew what you needed to do. You were strong enough to do it. You had the inner spirit inside of you, the spiritual aspect of it, to beat your demons. You did. And Dino, now you have this new book, this new online magazine, Life Without Limits. That's your next project. You're working all over the place, bringing people, and with your phenomenal story, to recovery, where these people can recover. And that's something that is not easy to do, my friend, and you've been doing it.
Well, thank you. Now, I agree with everything you just said, but since the last time we were on the show, I think I was talking about the book and the foundation, and I'll say the first foundation, and a sober motivation platform on Facebook that had about 15,000 people that I was interacting with, right? Lots changed. A lot's changed.
Sure.
Just so much. Okay. So let's talk about sober motivation, the platform. We're up to almost 29,000 people. And I'm still crazy enough to talk to them every day. Something happened. I have no idea. I'm like the worst guy to be leading this charge, believe me. I mean, I didn't like high school. I didn't like college. Couldn't stand anything about fellowship and family and stuff like that. Education. What happened to me? You know what I mean? I mean, that's basically how I feel. I'm certainly honored and humbled to be able to have the energy that I do to pretty much do everything and anything that kind of guides me. I'm doing right now. It's not like, well, maybe I won't have time. I make time. So funny story since last time we spoke, and this is a true story, right? So I'm doing the foundation. One foundation leads to several foundations. Schools reach out to me and want me to help them with their particular school or their academy or what have you. Sober living places are contacting me and they want me to go and speak. I'm helping people all over the place, stuff that, you don't really talk about everything you do, but I get it. I'm trying to promote awareness. So sometimes I do talk about it. But all of a sudden it hit me to do this magazine. Extraordinary things, extraordinary products. People buy from who they like. Well, I mean, how many juices do you have on the market? Why am I choosing this one juice? What makes that special? It's usually the story behind it. And so Life Without Limits is peeling back that curtain again and showing the extraordinary work of ordinary people to get these products to market. It's fascinating. So I've become kind of this mantra for this message of hope. I can't explain what's driving me, but one foundation led to several foundations. Sober motivation platform went from 16,000 to almost 29,000. Okay. You got Life Without Limits magazine. I'm writing my second book. And believe me, I don't want to write it, but I feel compelled that I have to write it. It's going to be a pretty cool story. And now I'm creating the Life Without Limits channel and my own production studio called Fotia Entertainment Group. Fotia is in Greek means fire. And I don't know why that name came to me. So, I mean, this is what's been going on in the little short time that last time we were together. Am I bragging about it? No, I'm excited about it, and I can't even believe it, right? It almost felt like everything I was touching was turning to gold. So much so, and this is a true story, that at 4:00 in the morning, I text my priest, the local priest here. And I'm like, can you please call me when you get this message or when you wake up? I mean, who's going to call me back at 4 a.m.? Anyway, eventually, think about it. If somebody was texting a priest at 4 a.m., you're either relapsing, if you're like me, there's a death in the family, or you're ready to jump, off a counter or something with a rope around your neck. I mean, figure it out. It's not normal. And my question was, Father, I feel guilty. I mean, everything I'm touching turns to gold. Almost like I don't want to feel like I'm getting a God complex, but I have this unexplainable drive to do these things, to spread this message of hope. It's just burning inside me, right? And how do I know if I'm doing it for him or me? And he said, that's a very good question. It's a very fine line that you have to consider every single day so that you could stay humble. But there's no shame in being successful. There's no shame in doing all the wonderful things you're doing, as long as it's God's work, as long as it's God's plan, right? And believe it or not.
Excuse me for 1 second, Dino, because I think it's very, very important. It doesn't necessarily mean, when you say God, it doesn't necessarily mean a specific faith.
No.
It doesn't mean a specific, following or whatever. It means the whole mighty power up there, and it doesn't cover any one faith at all.
In my opinion, it transcends religion, and it goes straight to the source. Some people call it the higher power. Some people call it God. Some people have a different version of God, whatever it is. And the thing is that I'm not preaching religion. I'm not preaching you believe in this or else. I'm preaching in this inner spirit that everybody has. I mean, look, we went through a COVID pandemic, okay? And I went through 2 COVID pandemics. One, the real one that affected the entire world. The other pandemic was in my head, getting clean and sober and being isolated and, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And somehow I just had this awakening, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I wrote this book. I didn't expect much from it, but the feedback was just overwhelming. I mean, it was touching. I can't tell you how many people have reached out and have explained to me in detail how it's touched their lives. And I keep pinching myself because I'm like, guys, I'm a college dropout. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not like, I don't pre-rehearse things to say. I mean, I'm sure there's other better speakers, but I'm starting to think that maybe the people that you think are the least qualified to spread this message are actually the best for the job. I mean, think about it.
No two ways.
I failed in so many businesses, so I know what failure feels like. I've succeeded in many businesses, so I know what that success is like. I've struggled with addiction. I've been a functioning alcoholic. I've been a stumbling alcoholic. I've been all kinds of things. I've gone through. I mean, the bottom line is there ain't much you can't tell me that I won't understand. And instead of preaching to you, I usually relate it to a personal experience. So the bullseye isn't on you. It's actually on me. And I'm saying, look, let me just tell you what happened to me. And for some reason, it makes people open up and understand that there is hope, because I really believe now more than ever, there's people are searching for hope. People are searching for hope. I fired my original PR company. When I wrote this book, I'm like, I've never written a book before. I don't know how to write. I've marketed grassroots all my life, but this time let me just take the plunge and just pay a reputable PR company. And I got nothing against that PR company, but they start rattling off. Well, based on your accomplishments, your demographics are this to this, and the median income is this to that, and you're going to have more males following you than females. What am I going to say? I didn't believe it, by the way, but I followed it. After their contract was up, I didn't renew it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me take a stab at this social world and marketing myself. And I did, not knowing anything about anything. And believe it or not, my gut was correct. The sweet spot, so to speak, of the people following me, ready for this? 24 to 35. 24 to 35. I'm going to say that again. These are the people that have lost hope most. Now, it doesn't mean a 70-year-old hasn't lost hope, but the majority is in that. I mean, they're still the future leaders of our country, and they're lost. Think about that one, right? Yeah. Now, where more males would follow me than females, if you look at my Facebook page, you'd think more females follow me than males. It's almost 50-50. Amazing. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. And this is just the beginning. That's the scary part. I have unlimited energy. I sleep 3 hours a night. Don't ask me how. And I'm never tired. And my mind will not turn off. And it's not about the stuff that I cared about before. For 40 years, I was chasing just pure riches, money. And that's okay. I don't apologize for that. I mean, I worked very hard for it. But this is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. The most, by far. And I'm just getting started.
Are you talking even more so than the success that you have with the bug band that you had and all that? It's got to be a different type of success feeling, that you're reaching someone who needs the help, and there's something that fills the soul when you do that. You can have your pocket full of money. What's that really doing for everyone around you? Not really a damn thing unless you're hiring to work for you and all that. When you read that book and hear that message,
it's in this book where right before I go into rehab, I'm crying. I'm in a mansion by myself, and I'm looking around at Picasso's and Chagall, that they're real, okay? 40-foot ceilings, all this stuff. I'm a little guy. I'm 5'6". What the hell was I going to do with all that stuff, right? And I'm crying, and I'm saying, I have all this, and I have nothing. And that's how it feels. Now, does that mean that I'm going to wear a toga and wear sandals the rest of my life and give all my money away? No, let's not be silly, okay? Mm-hmm. It doesn't suck having money. But
and quote Dino on that, by the way. It doesn't.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's
another good T-shirt right there, Dino.
Well, by the way, speaking of the money, not only did this guy think of me last today before booking this show, really? But he stiffed me at lunch. Oh, you could pick this up, can't you?
Oh, really?
I believe it. So I believe it.
On top 100%. Of that, look, okay, so no matter what, I
will come after run you over with this
right now. I'm very funny, and thank God I don't want to go into comedy. I'm just going to tell you that right now, right there. Okay, so the second book is called "And the World Still Turns," and I don't want to do it, but again, that voice that's just keep telling me you got to do it, and so I'm a movie guy, so hopefully people that are watching, they'll get this right. Two of the best movie segues from the part 1 to part 2 is The Godfather, okay, and the second one is Rocky 1 and Rocky 2.
Agreed.
An amazing segue on Rocky 2. If you just watch Rocky 2, you don't really need to know about Rocky 1. Because it starts with the ending of Rocky 1, right? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm going to do in this book. It's going to start, book 2 is going to start with the ending of this book. And it's going to take you through me actually writing the book, which don't forget, was written in 7 months in the middle of a COVID lockdown, clean and sober, losing my damn mind because I'm isolated. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I got no friends, no family, nothing. And I'm writing this book and I don't know how to write and I'm really aggravated. And I'm listening to ghostwriters that I hired, and I fired 6 of them, by the way, because it's like, you have no idea what you guys are writing. You don't know me. So finally, I had to pick up pen to paper and I had to write my own story, which, again, I'm going to stress, I hate writing. I can't stress that enough. So after the book, I'm going to just go through real time. What's taking place now. And I'm sure by the time the book is finished, there's going to be a million more things done. And again, none of this, even today, I mean, I appreciate being on and everything. And I know we joke. None of this is like accolades for me. I know who I am this time. Okay. I mean, I don't need any more plaques on the wall and stuff like that. Or, let me give you my background. Let me tell you who I know. Those days are gone. That's meaningless. What really charges me, and quite frankly, saves my life, is replugging my battery every time I help somebody, which happens a lot, which probably explains why I'm never tired. I help people morning, noon, and night. By the way, with addiction, it's not a 9 to 5 problem. Most problems happen, midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And I do a lot during those times. Am I going to disclose the deep, dark secrets of everybody I help like that? No. But to sit there and say that the message of hope is really resonating, it would be an understatement. The stuff that's going to happen, that's about to happen, is just nothing short of amazing. And even more amazing, everybody that I help not only gives me a recharge as my battery, but they'll turn around and say, how can I help you? I want to join this movement. So it's growing. It's growing exponentially. And I can't explain it other than this is definitely a movement. So I'm totally excited about this. I can't even express it better.
We're talking to Dino Miliotis right now, who is the author of There Is No Box. And a lot of people have been commenting, and probably one of the most unbelievable questions that we had is from Ana Hernandez Galan, who said, wait, what about the Karate Kid 2? She was very,
well, okay, so the Karate Kid 2.
Interesting.
It's okay, but the Karate Kid 2, they never bring back the mom. What the hell happened to the mom? All of a sudden,
to Jersey.
You're in. Was the one where they went to Japan?
They went to. They didn't go to. They wound up going to
the things at the end, and they
Where's the mom? Where's the mom?
Well, they had to get rid of her. She went back to Jersey.
Then they should have killed her off like they did in The Godfather.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even Mickey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they explained Mickey away. Adrian, they explained away. They explained a lot of things away. What the hell happened to the Karate Kid's mother?
Yeah, well, it's a philosophical question. It's a philosophical question. There's no two ways about it.
In Okinawa, that's right.
It was Okinawa. Very good, Anna. Very good. When I read the book, and I told you, I'm very honest when even when we get a book, Janice will send me a book. We have an author in, and I'll read 20 to 30 pages up front, 20 to 30 in the middle, 20 to 30 at the end, to give me an idea about the book, how the writer writes, and then we come up with some questions. And thank God we have Janice who does a lot of that for us. And I was on the cruise. And I said, I promised myself I was going to read it. And when I started reading it, I guarantee both JR and Janice, you start reading, you can't put it down. You want to find out what the next part of the story is. And, and I know Dino knows that I read it because there was a part in there where he got screwed by some guy. And I said, I know that guy. And I know he's the one who put the $500 in this. And bam, bam, bam. He goes, no, I'm telling you. No, screw that. I know who it is.
Hey. All the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
No names.
In book 2, I was thinking about this. how do I change your name? I was thinking either turmeric or oregano, some other
Nutmeg.
spice other
Nutmeg
than
is a
I
good
like
one for him.
nutmeg.
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 There it is.
Something where they know it's you, but it's
You
not.
can't use my thank you.
Definitely not sage.
Turmeric.
No sage.
No, but we could call you Toomey. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
Toomey.
saying? You see
Yeah.
how it fits right in. You see?
Or if you want to have a good time, you go
Right.
with okay. Anyway.
Now with JR, I was thinking RJ. Nobody will know.
Done.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow.
Wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue.
Your writing skills are just unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Hey, you're
What about
going places.
Janice? What
You're
would
going
Jan-
places. Sorry.
What would
You are going
Janice's
places.
name be in your book?
Careful now.
Yeah. Careful.
Race car. Or, is that checkered bet?
Wow.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
You like it when I say something about it.
Advil or two
No, it's
before
different.
I got on, and I'm telling you, that thing is messing with my head. Just watching it.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what it's meant for.
Good job. Good job.
And
No,
race car, yeah, that's one of those words that's pronounced the same, spelled the same forwards
That's
and
right.
backwards. What are those words called?
Yep.
yeah.
I don't
Go ahead
remember.
and you can have another beer now. It's okay.
Yeah. Drink another one. Yeah. My nephew here. I got a drink. There you go.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm staying off the beer. Wait till.
You know what? I was just kidding. I was just kidding. And the other thing that I just wanted to say, which I'm especially proud of, right? This part I'm proud of, is I'm a recovering alcoholic that has a full bar in his house for guests. So they don't
He
come
does.
and say, what are we
That's
supposed to
amazing.
do? Are we supposed to talk about alcohol? Are we supposed to,
Wow.
what do we do? I will bring soda. And I get it. I don't try this at home, by the way, if you're a recovering alcoholic. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, for me, I've reached a point where it doesn't even faze me. I mean, I'm getting so juiced up from something more powerful than anything I could possibly imagine, that this former addiction is nothing. But, it allows people to feel more comfortable if that's what they do. There are social drinkers. Drinking isn't bad. It's just certain people can't drink. That's all. Doesn't mean everybody has to act like that. So, this is proof, I guess, is what I'm saying, in all things that I'm doing. If an idiot like me can do it, anybody can do it. That's the point. That's the point. It's I'm not showing you my diplomas or telling you my background or showing you, comparing how my hardship was worse than yours and let me tell you what I did. It's not about that. It's just saying this little guy who obviously has a few screws loose up here.
Obviously. Yeah.
Obviously is able to have a good time, spread messages like wildfire, pass hope, do stuff, be successful, and beat addiction. And if I could do it, anybody can. You see?
But the thing is, what you have, and not to blow smoke up your butt, because I'm not going to do that, but I've known you now long enough that it's all about also the inner strength of each individual. Some individuals have that inner strength where they can do that. Some can't. And that's where I always felt that's where your message comes in. You're that person, that crutch, if you will, to help that person to regain that inner strength. I believe we all have that. And it doesn't matter.
When you lead by example, is I guess what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
so there's two ways people think that I'm going to make you successful. And by the way, we've gotten off addiction. This is all things. Let's talk depression. You can't even count the depression because of this COVID lockdown and all this stuff. Okay. So let's make it universal, right? There's two ways that I think that I can help you. The first one is, hey, snap out of it. Don't you see? Okay. What is that doing? That's not going to do anything. Interventions aren't going to do anything if we're talking about addiction. Do as I say, not as I do. Is it going to, what's going to do it? Talking about yourself, having humility to make fun of yourself, because some, stuff we do is really funny.
Yeah.
I think I'm hilarious.
Keep thinking.
I agree.
But
I
but
agree.
but
Don't listen to
but
Basil. I
here's the
agree.
thing. You lead by example. And what I mean by that is don't lead to show off and say, "Did you see what I did here?" Just do it. Just do it. And watch them follow. And some won't. And that doesn't mean they don't want to. It just means they're not ready. So instead of just always going back and chasing your tail, you create this movement and people will follow. I promise you. They're doing it right now. They're following. There's thousands of them all over the world that I talk to. I've learned a few things in different languages just because now I have international Facebook friends. I know when they wake up, I know when they sleep. And the funny thing is that in my limited time with Facebook, I know most of my followers, which
He
is
does.
crazy.
Yeah. We were discussing that. Yeah. Dino, have you come across anyone while you're trying to help them that have basically fallen off the proverbial wagon or decided, oh, I can't do this? What do you do with that person? Do you have to kind of help them up and take them by the hand and say, come on, let me do this with you. Let me help you out. Is there a time when you say, I've done everything I could. I gotta let you go? There are times when I help people personally. And if you're not willing to help yourself, and I can give all the time in the world and be patient, and I'm talking comics that need help financially or need help to get on stage or whatever the case is. And after a while, they're not willing to help themselves. And I'm like, I've done everything that I possibly can do.
Well, I'm not going to compare.
What is I had enough?
Yeah, and certainly everything that you said. I mean, I know we clown around, but I love you, you know, and the things that you do. I have no right to comment on whether you did a great help or a bad help or whatever. So I don't even want to go there.
Sure.
But I'll say for me, what I found, because I've done this all my life, is somebody has a problem, I throw money at it. Same thing with the world today. They have a problem. They see a problem. Oh, our hearts and minds go out to you, and this can never happen again. Throw money at it. That's not going to solve anything. Okay, that's not going to solve. Money is not going to solve anything. The thing is, one, the person has to be willing or ready, at the very least, ready. If they're not, it doesn't mean you can't help them. It just means not now. Later. You know what I mean? You have to be patient. Second thing is there's no rule, cookie cutter rule on the recovery process. Some people it takes right away. Some people relapse 17 times, right? But every time they relapse, a lot of them, you know, they'll go on a binger for 2 months, 3 months. Most of them will come right back and say, hey, I messed up. So every time they get closer and closer to their goal. It's a very weird thing, and it's the help is most effective when you don't put expectations on them. Again, I'm not a fixer, I'm not a preacher, okay, and I'm not gonna shove down my message down your throat. I basically, I mean, the motto that keeps resonating in all my posts and stuff like that is a single touch can change the world. Take it exactly the way it's meant. Take a pebble, throw it in water, see the ripples. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not here to create waves. I'm not here to drain the pool. I'm not here to do any of that stuff, okay? That's God's work. But what I'm here to do is, let's call it a nudger, a sparker, or whatever. You just put the idea in somebody's mind, and then it just starts to blossom if you've done everything right and you're genuine. And one of the cool things that everybody was telling me with this new world, this social media world, right, is yeah, they do like and swipe and all that stuff very quickly. A lot of times they don't actually read the post. They just rifle through it and whatever. I get that. And I don't like that either. It's like glossing over life in many ways. But one thing that this new world is just masters at is authenticity. If you're not real, even on a post, they'll smell it out. They'll blackball you. You're finished. I've seen it. They want authentic. They're done with the cheesy sales 101 stuff and the shell games where two people get online and they compliment each other so it looks like they have a popular I mean, they smell that rat a mile away. So the advice that I would give is just be genuine. And if you feel like talking to your followers, yeah, it'll probably take me 8 hours to talk to all of them now.
Sure.
But when I do, they appreciate that personal little message. And you guys know who you are out there if you're on my Facebook page. Back to your question, relapses happen. I never give up on anybody. I'm just not. I just believe that there's hope and there's more good people out there than bad. And even the bad people, that just want to, like, I don't know even what their intention is, online. You know who they are, right? And you're like, oh, I got a bad one. They're soliciting something or whatever. And I just send them a message and I'm just like, I'm not interested in joining WhatsApp. I'm not interested in buying Bitcoin. I'm not interested in purchasing anything from you, but I sure hope you'd stay and enjoy my posts. And 99% of them do.
And, Ana Galan actually said something on this post, on one of her posts, and he says, what you're basically doing is you're planting a seed of hope. Mm-hmm. You're planting a seed of, of helping this person. It may not take now, but sooner or later that seed may germinate to basically grow. And that person will find the inner strength to become clean, to actually go ahead and do something to recover, to better their lives in a way that they can get out of the doldrums and they're in now, that dark place, and come into basically to the sunlight and see that their past life really wasn't the right way. And look, I'm not a religious show, and you know me.
Yeah.
I have my faith in the big guy upstairs. We all do. And again, I don't care what discipline you follow or what faith you follow. I really don't. Whatever it takes to make you feel good. And Dino, you truly have taken that to make people feel good. You've inspired people. You've actually helped people. I see the responses on Facebook because you and we follow each other all the time. Yeah. And I'm amazed. And you truly are an inspiration. Dino, before we let you go, a couple of things. First of all, quickly tell us about Life Without Limits magazine, when it's coming out. It's already out, but when the big thing is coming, and how people can get your book as well.
Okay, so the book, I'm not real good with links and stuff, but you go to Amazon and you type in "There Is No Box" by Dino Miliotis. You'll find it.
I put a link on there for you.
Oh, you're awesome. Okay, so go there. As far as Life Without Limits, the magazine isn't out yet, although you can subscribe now. lwlmag.com. Again, it's on my Facebook. It's on a lot of social platforms. And when I say subscribe, it's free to the reader, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't want to charge them. I just want them to be able to sign up so that when the magazine does drop, when the first issue does drop, they're alerted. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be doing, a lot of additional things that we're going to be doing. And obviously the Life Without Limits magazine people will have some special things that will be coming up for the channel, Life Without Limits TV. Okay, to be announced soon. Stick with me. And there's so many other things. I don't have time to talk about them. But this magazine is basically, there's going to be 8 feature stories on a monthly basis. Okay, and they're special stories. They're ordinary products that have a special story or circumstances that have taken place, hardships that have taken place that are just as dramatic, or if not more so than, my life story. I'm not the only one. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. And this gives me a chance to highlight them, to feature them. Eventually, the magazine's going to have its own buying platform. So a lot of these people that we feature, you'll be able to purchase their stuff on my magazine platform, which is, a huge task. This, by the way, and I give people like a month to do it. I'm just like, hey, I thought of this. Go ahead and do it. And by the way, we go live in July, huh? But I have some great people. I have a great team. I'm assembling a great team. Eleni Daniels is amazing. She's an amazing woman. And she's heading up the magazine, and she's doing a bang-up job. So shout out to Eleni Daniels. Hey, I know you don't probably like your name talked about a lot, but I've just figured this would be a great time to do it. And also my son who takes care of the graphics and the back engine, that doesn't sometimes get the recognition that he needs. Welcome aboard. He's joining the Miliotis train. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
It is really a life without limits. It really is. And if you believe that, some amazing things are going to happen to you. I promise.
Well, I got to tell you, first of all, thank you so much for filling in at the last second.
Yeah, thanks.
I was going to have you back on anyway, so I'm glad it worked out and that we had the opportunity. And a lot of comments have been coming in of people. And for those of you who want to follow Dino Miliotis, Dino, what is your Facebook handle? And let them know.
No idea. I don't know.
I love it.
I seriously, I don't know. I started Facebook. I started controlling Facebook on my own in February. So whatever I'm doing, understand that I'm doing it. When they say, "What's your handle?" What do I say? Yes, I don't know. Just if you guys could post that would be great.
So much for that inspirational comment I made. Anyway, folks, I just want to say, Dino and I have actually became very, very quick friends. I've known about him for years, for over 30 years, because I'm close with his brother. And I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, being part of the Pinch of Basile show. All of our fans, and we'll be putting this on, so we'll make sure that we tag you for everything that we got. But Dino, we will have you back on again, and we better we better get you back on. That's for damn sure. We love you, brother.
Love you too, JR. Next time we're going to finish the story about my wrestling thing, because I just touched on it. I know you want to hear about that.
100%. 100%.
Got it.
If you don't watch out, he's going to have an action figure of you in the background.
Oh,
balls.
Whenever you get one made, I will have one.
$29.95.
Yeah, you can beat him, you can drown him, you can do anything. It's the Dino doll.
It's the new Rocky doll.
There you go.
Hey, Rocky, do you think you have any brain damage?
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
All right, man. We love you, Dino. God bless, man.
Take
Peace
care.
out, my brother.
Bye, guys. Bye, Facebook.
Good night.
Peace.
Take care, brother. Peace. That was Dino Miliotis. What a great inspirational gentleman who really has brought many people coming clean to their addictions and telling them how they can bounce back from anything. There's nothing basically out there that you cannot beat if you have the right positive people around you. And I mean that. The demons are deep. And trust me, the demons are deep. And I've seen people, and I've known alcoholics, heroin addicts, people in my industry, and where I've been and what I've done. And, I've never had an addictive personality, thank God. But the thing is, this is a guy who basically helps those who need the help. And he is that crutch that people can lean on and help themselves get clean. Well, what a great show. What a fun time. Janice.
That was great.
Yeah, it was fun, JR. I love you guys. I'll be talking to you all within a day or so and get some stuff done with you guys. And for all the listeners and all the people who follow us are from Arch of Basileus. The devil is always waiting. You are so right. Elizab says. Peace out to Manny Canis, Ana Galan. Janice Hermson, who's always part of the show. We love her. Leah, I love you, Leah. Let me see who else we got here. Arja Basileris, Papa Nicolau, the Papa Nicolau. All the friends, all of you who've been on the show, thank you so much. My cousin George Passes, the Judo Kid, Angelo, Christy, Martinez. I love you guys. Hey, have a great night, everyone. God bless you. Have a great week, and happy Father's Day to all the people out there. You guys are wonderful. My name is Basile. This is Basile on A Pinch of Basile. Good night.